Hey, this is Garry Dean, DetailJuice.com. Also, PremiumCustomDetailing.com in Tampa, Florida. I have had several requests for different videos on my product line, DetailJuice.com. And because my infinite use detail juice can be used as so many different things and works fantastically at all of them, one of which is a clay bar lubricant, I wanted to show you how to clay bar. Now, I currently do not have a clay bar on DetailJuice.com, but I will have it up very shortly. This is a 100 gram ultra fine clay bar. What that means, what the ultra fine grade means, is that it will not scratch your paint. It will remove the contaminants that are bonded to the paint that don't come off in the wash and smooth it out, but it will not scratch the paint. So the purpose of the clay bar, like I just mentioned, is to remove the contaminants that are inside the paint. They're sticking inside from the exterior in the paint that don't come off in the wash. And when you remove those contaminants, the paint then becomes smooth like glass, which is what you want. If you wax or seal prior to clay barring or decontaminating, because there are clay bar alternatives out there, you're not getting a proper bond on the surface. So you need to clay bar prior to waxing or sealing to remove those contaminants that are bonded that don't come off in the wash. So with that said, I've got a 2012 Camaro ZL1 modified heavily by the Lingenfelter company, and this paint is extremely rough. What I'm going to do, which I don't recommend doing, this is not how you test. The proper way to test would be to take a baggie. You'll wash the surface of the paint first, and then put your hand inside a plastic bag and rub your fingers across the surface of the paint. In your fingertips, you'll feel all those contaminants. This is called the baggie test. So if you question whether or not you need to be clay barring your paint or decontaminating your paint, just pull out a plastic bag or a Ziploc bag, whatever, and run your fingers across the surface of the paint. Now, this particular car is in for some extensive paint correction. You can see all the scratches all over it. I'll grab my light and show you in a minute. But anyway, prior to any polishing that I'm going to do, I have to decontaminate this paint. And I'm going to do that with this ultra-fine clay bar. So, I've got another, I usually break it in half. When you clay bar a vehicle, I like to use about 50 grams. And when the surface gets contaminated with the contaminants from the paint, you'll knead it. You'll pull it and basically stir it up, essentially, and get a fresh side to start again. But this glides across the paint with my infinite use detail juice, which I have diluted in this bottle. And so, first step is you've cleaned the surface. Second step is you're going to lubricate the surface of the paint, like so. You can't have too much lubrication, people. So you'll take the surface of the clay bar, you'll lay it on the surface, and you'll rub it back and forth very lightly. You're not pushing down into the paint. You're just letting it glide across. You're letting that lubrication in the infinite use detail juice pull this stuff back and forth. See all those contaminants? See how dark and black that is? I'll switch it over to the other side. We're removing contaminants right now. And I can feel how smooth this paint is becoming because the contaminants are being pulled up into the clay bar. Now, if I did that baggie test now on this side right here, there wouldn't be any contamination. See all the dark areas on the front and the back of that. Now when I say need, drop the camera, that's awesome. Anyway, pull it apart and find a clean surface to work with. And then continue on with your lubrication. I only use my Infinite Use Detail Juice because if it works fantastically, why would you use anything else? And the dilution ratio is also amazing. You get a whole lot for your money. It's a huge value, that Infinite Use Detail Juice. I'm glad I came up with that. It's wonderful. Anyway, so I've decontaminated this paint, and at this point I could safely go in and polish it, or if I wanted to, I could just put a fresh coat of wax down, or sealant, or coating, or whatever you want to do. I would absolutely recommend doing an isopropyl and distilled water 50-50 wipe down prior to applying anything, just to make sure that there's no polymers or lubricating oils or anything like that left on the surface of the paint prior to applying the wax, sealant, or the coating. So after you clay bar, you can set the bar to the side. Take your fantastic Korean waffle weave towel from DetailJuice.com and you can wipe off that surface, removing all the lubricant. And as it dries, you'll notice that we have a super smooth surface with no more contaminants that I can feel. I mean, I'll do the baggy test again. Super smooth. Super duper smooth. So that is how you clay bar a vehicle. I mean, obviously I showed you one section on the hood. You would just proceed around the car the same exact way. So if you've got any questions, please let me know. Check out DetailJuice.com on Facebook. Please like the DetailJuice.com Facebook page. Also like me on Garry Dean's Premium Custom Detailing's page. And if you'd like to be my personal friend on Facebook, send me a friend request. Thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful day. And again, if you have an idea for a video, or if you'd like for me to demonstrate one of my products on video, I would be happy to take that request and put it into my very busy schedule. No problem though. Just let me know what you need and I'll get it done. Thank you so much. Garry Dean signing out.